In this video, we're going to be creating some gated pads. We're going to be making them sort of swirl around and create some nice sort of background driving sort of textures. We're going to be using two different pad sounds, one sort of panned left and one sort of panned right. And we're going to create them using like a pad chord, then recorded the audio. And I'm going to be using Alchemy for one, and I'm going to be using Silent for the other one. So load up Alchemy, and what I want is just a basic sort of vocal pad. So we can go to, I want a basic pad, so I can go to that, and we'll go in and select sampler. And this should give us a nice basic pad sound. Turn her up a bit. And what we'll do is create a part. We'll put a D minor in it, or a D. And then what we can do is use our chord MIDI plugin to create a straight chord. We're going to create a minor. We want to bring the volume up on this a bit. And we'll extend the chord out. Over 4 bars should be enough. And then we're going to resample that back in. And there's two ways we can do that. We can just hit freeze and then flatten. And now we have a nice audio track which has our chord in it. And what we're going to do with this now is zoom in quite close. Make sure we've got 30 seconds turned on, and we're going to use our volume envelopes to just create a gated effect. And we could change the chords down with the other chords we've got, but it also sounds quite nice to have that suspended note. We can add some different effects onto this. We'll add some sort of moving phasers. And I want to add sort of a bit of top end fizzle to it, so I'm going to add an overdrive. And we're going to use our LFO again to sort of just create a sweeping effect on here. We'll do it quite slowly. We want it over, say, 4 bars. So it's pretty cool there, and we'll do something similar with a silent. We'll create a nice pad with some saw waves. Just initialize the preset, and I'll turn my voices up to 8, put a bit of detune. Going to add a bit of white noise. In the last one, in the vocal one, we sort of had to use the overdrive to create that top end fizzle. So in this one, we'll add some white noise, and it'll sort of give us that same effect. And we don't need to worry about a filter because we're going to be doing filtering after the event. We can do the same as we did with the alchemy. Create a D minor note or a D note, and then create a minor chord to play along with. And we could just play a note in, a chord in if we wanted, but I just find this is easier if you want to chop and change your notes quicker. You've got the sort of MIDI note playing, and you can sort of play with your chords. You know, if I wanted to add in, say, a 14th. And I think I'll do that. What I'll do is set up the silent to work with velocity. So source is velocity, and I'm going to assign the velocity to my volume A and B. And then what I can do is turn down the velocity of any of those individual notes. And our white noise is very loud. Make sure our volume's right. Yeah, we're going to switch it to mixing. And this 14th note is basically the same as +2, so it just gives a sort of nice suspended, eerier feel to the chord. We could turn it right off and it would just be a standard minor, and if we add it in a wee bit, we get a sort of just a nice eerie sound. It's like a suspension or something similar. And again, we can go into this, freeze the track, and then flatten the track. And then we can go in, loop round a point, go in with our volumes, and gate it up. And we can go in and add some effects as well to this one. So we'll add a flanger to this one, see what it sounds like. Yep, sounds pretty cool. And we'll add some of the delays for the fast bass and stuff, just to give it a bit more space to the sound. And we'll add a filter as well. And we can again add a LFO to the cutoff frequency. delays up a bit. And that'll be nice just to sort of sit in the background and help the whole thing drive along a bit. Let's see what it sounds like with a wee bit of our vocals in.
Love is a hurricane and washes away the pain, and everything I do for you. Love is a hurricane and washes away the pain, and everything.
And I'm just copying these two parts up to the verse bit as well.
Don't wake me if I'm dreaming. I wanna stay so far away. If the morning comes too early, don't call me back too soon.
So there we go, that's sounding pretty good. That's it for this first part in trance. So have a play about with that, and we'll be working on getting the next part to you next week. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in a bit.